Well, you found one of the codes. I assume I have your interest piqued. Now, find the other pieces. There's still much more to see.
Interesting. I never knew that. Hello, welcome back to Let's Play the Journeyman Project 3 Legacy of Time. Apparently, if you save in these temporal pockets or these null pockets, when you load in, it will replay Agent 3's message. I never knew that, mainly because I never saved them. Because the first part of the game is normally pretty short. You can blow through it in one session if you're just playing for yourself, but... In any event, to quickly recap, we saw the destruction of an Earth city by the Sorolans about, 4,000 years in our past, give or take. And we saw Elliot Sinclair fleeing the city, so questions are being raised. It looks like, okay, so closer to 3,200 years ago. I mean, it would have been 3,600 years ago by the time of the game, I think, because they're in the 23rd, 24th, 25th century, something like that. Was it 2318 or 2328? I think 2328. Anyways, today we got two more sites to visit. Andes Mountains, January 29th, AD 524, and I think that's where we're going to start.
Either Agent 3 has sent us to languish in a deep well, or we shrank into your turtleneck.
Well, this place wasn't looking too good. I don't think Agent 5 knows that yet. I think those fly-through videos are, like, really for the benefit of the player and not something the time agencies. I think it's more akin to how things kind of were in the Journeyman Project Turbo, but still.
If this is a well, then one of my wishes is to be in a bigger well. Help! I'm feeling claustrophobic! But that can't be. I live in your helmet. Maybe I'm Santa claustrophobic. The fear of getting stuck in chimney-shaped wells?
Do I expect you to leave this well? No, Agent Blackwood. I expect you to die.
Good old James Bond references. So, we see a bucket here.
Maybe we could use that rope and bucket to send a message to the surface. Something like, "Help us, we're new to this time-traveling thing," or, "Please fill the well with stairs."
And then we'll listen to some of his help dialogue, because it is pretty funny.
If this well works like I think it does, pulling that lever on the wall drops the stone slab over the floor drain, allowing water to fill the well. Or with our luck, it unleashes the well-dwelling piranha.
It might be hard to see, but there is like a cutout in the wall. So when you pull this lever, this rotates downward to fill that plug. And then I guess there's another plug behind there. And then the water will come out of here. Or no, there's not a plug here. This is where the water comes out of. So then it will fill the
When you pull that lever, water should come rushing in. As the water fills up, we might be able to ride it to the top of the well. To avoid drowning, hold onto the bucket and use it to increase your buoyancy. To hasten drowning, pull the lever with your mouth open.
And if you try to move the lever while that rock is on it.
There is a rock blocking the slab from covering the drain. Remove it, and ye shall be king.
No, wait a minute. I'm Arthur.
Remove it, and it won't block the drain anymore.
So yeah, if you just click on that, it gets removed, and now open your mouths, kids. Whee!
Next time we vacation in the past, I'll bring my swim trunks. So what's next? Bungee jumping off the pyramids? Bull leaping in Crete?
All right, let's get out of this well. Well. Well, what do we have here? A wheel. Well, we'll take that. I don't think anyone's going to need it right now. Winch handle. Object analysis. Winch handle date found 29th of January, 524 AD, Andes Mountains. A large stone wheel with an attached handle used to wind the rope and bucket system. Alright. Go away. Oh no. No! I want you to wait. Oh. Alright, so we're mostly back to where we were. There's actually another bit of dialogue on this side of the well, which I'm going to take just in case it relates to the winch handle.
That large wheel winch controls the rope and bucket system for the well. Did you hear that noise? Sounds like there's some kind of commotion going on in the distance.
Yeah, if I didn't know any better, I'd say it's the sounds of battle. And specifically, sounds of battle that should not be native to this time period. And certainly, the whole area doesn't look good. You can obviously tell from the way, just the way it's all orange and dusty, that there's a lot of fire in this area. Actually, I'd be curious because the previous time zone coincided with a relatively well-known eruption. I forget the name of it, but it was like a volcanic island in the Mediterranean that erupted. And I wonder if there's like any similar correlations for these other two time zones, like maybe around this time there was a huge fire in the Andes or something.
Whatever tore through here seemed intent on breaking and scorching everything. From what I can tell of the remains, the former culture was very advanced, and judging from the shape of this plateau, they mastered terrace farming techniques. Although they probably should have put more time into the fire department.
Yeah, I hope you like a little dark humor, because that kind of comes with the territory. We can see there's a lot of balloons, too, so very advanced native culture, but it obviously wasn't enough to save them. This tree looks wet.
Look, Gage, another basket case.
Anyways, we can take the basket. I suppose I'll save here just in case we get another critical failure. Object analysis item crop basket. Date found 29th of January 524 AD. Location Andes Mountains. A crop basket woven from twisted plant leaves capable of holding approximately 300 pounds. Well, I guess that's enough to hold us. I mean, gauge should be 180. I guess they're insinuating or 160 even maybe. And the suit itself is probably about 100, so we should have some margin there. I assume the suit's lighter than the previous generation of jumpsuit, since it seems the previous generation seems to have like servo motors kind of assisting in the movement, because it definitely looks kind of awkward when people are walking in it, and I think that's because it's got like servo motors kind of enhancing what you're doing, kind of like power armor, but like not really. At least not as powerful as power armor. Whereas this suit doesn't seem to have that. It's just something you can wear, so. Alright. It does not look good at all. And that's pretty much all we can do on that part of the mountain. I almost called it an island. I guess in some ways it is kind of like an island.
How typical. Every time we go to a theme park, all the good rides are closed. For once, I'm at a loss for words. I can't think of a reason why those piñatas are here. Pre-Columbian South American cultures were never really known to be avid balloonists. But then again, according to my knowledge of this time period, there was no record for this civilization. The balloon closer to the ground appears to have been damaged. I can see that the higher balloon appears to be in better shape. It has an attached gondola. With the attached baskets, the natives could have used these balloons for transport.
So he's talking about this balloon and that balloon. It's a little hard to see. Maybe here, let's see if we can get a better view of it. I don't know how Arthur sees it because this balloon like completely eclipses where the gondola would be. But yeah, they do have some type of winch system. For what purpose, we do not know at this time, other than it's probably for transport. And we could see there is another settlement over there. And I think his help here is just say, hey, look at the balloons because they're high.
We've covered most of this plateau and we haven't found that timecode piece. Agent 3 said that in 2 of the environments, we needed to get to the highest vantage point. Those balloons look like they have a good view.
This is probably, if not the shortest, then the second shortest of the 3 destroyed zones. If you know what you're doing, that is. So, oh, that's right. Okay. Forgot. So, we see, this looks like it used to have a winch handle, kind of like that one on this side, but it's gone. So, fortunately, they made all their winches interoperable or interchangeable. So we can just take the one from the well and it magically works.
Not exactly the prettiest balloon, but it definitely maybe should fly.
Oh my kidding, this baby's going down.
So why don't you go up first, Gage, and I'll go find a shovel and dig your early grave. If we're going ballooning, I don't want to hang from this thing like some deranged Bond villain. So, we could either attach the basket you found, or we could keep looking around and hope we find another basket with a CD player and leather interior.
And if you walk away, obviously there's nothing holding the winch, so this will actually just float back up to the top, because it is a hot air balloon. But we have a basket that we can hopefully weave together here. And here we go. Whee!
Do you hear a hissing noise? Yes, I'm quite aware of how annoying that is.
So here we are. And it seems the 2 are interconnected since us going up caused this to come back down a bit. So we need a way to get over to that other balloon. Fortunately, it appears that this rope has a hook on the end. So we can get up to some balloon wrangling. Ah! And yes, our arms are invisible.
Newcomer Gage Blackwood has roped a wild air balloon in under 6 seconds. That makes him our new rodeo grand champion.
Oh, damn it. There was funny dialogue in the other balloon. I thought it was just generic help, but no. He talks about pirating this air balloon. Oh, well. Yeah, so those grappling hook skills from Chateau Gaillard that apparently got burned into us, even though our memory was erased, because we did a pretty good job. And here we can see once again from this view that the city has been completely destroyed. It's a total loss, just like the previous city, unfortunately. And here's Agent 3's time code, so we may as well pick that up.
there were 2 different alien groups fighting over that city. I recognized the Cyrolan ship, but I have no idea who those other vessels belong to. Maybe Agent 3 can explain more when we find her. Let's look at this time code. Nice work, Gage. I'm computing the second piece now. Looks like she's pretty far. How can I tell you in terms you would understand? You know how long it takes to find humor in a Gallagher show? Well, in time-space terms, she's 1,000 Gallagher shows away. That third piece is essential to the coordinate. We need it if we want any chance to find her.
Excellent. By now you understand the importance of my discovery. Go to the last environment. The final code piece will lead you right to my position.
If she does that one more time, I'm putting up a sign that says no girl time agents allowed. Gage, this is your colon. Eat more, Bran. The whole space-time continuum concept is actually quite simple. You see, Gage, space and time are actually just floating along in a big lava lamp.
Well, that's certainly what it looks like. And yes, you can be, because I don't know if it's a bug or intentional, but you can be William Doughton in at least some of these time pockets, because I think they count as their own locations. Hang a minute, let's save here real quick, just in case. And I guess it's time to go to the last time zone. So now we got a clearer picture of what's going on. Apparently, it's not just the Cyrolans going ham on random Earth cities. They're fighting other aliens for control of these cities, apparently. And I guess when one side decides they can't win, they just blow up the city, like we saw in the first city. So, time to go to 1219 AD, April 15th, Himalaya Mountains.
It's cold. I think we just arrived on Agent 3's shoulder. From the state of things, we just missed the avalanche that tore through this building.
Yeah, at least this looks like a natural disaster more so than alien bombardment.
Would it be improper for an artificial intelligence to go sledding? Just one hill, Gage. Come on, it's the Himalayas.
Man, as as old as this game is, the thunder actually sounds really good. We've had a lot of storms in the area lately, and I actually thought that thunder was coming from outside for a second.
If we invented toboggans centuries before its time, we could sell them to local Tibetans and be gazillionaires in the future. Using time travel how? Oh, I suppose you want to save the world. What about our needs?
I mean, we already saved it once today. Maybe we can save it a second time. Also, it's amusing to hear Arthur say that, considering how he didn't even want to meet himself in the last game. So we can get a little bit better view of the settlement. We can see this whole settlement is blanketed with snow, and these buildings strewn all about the ravine were probably on this settlement here before they got knocked off.
Oh my, Gage. That poor man in the snow is dead. The destruction caused by this avalanche was complete. I doubt there were any survivors.
Well, I guess he won't need this walking stick anymore. As macabre as this is, there is precedent for this, like when we took the arrow from the guy that died by it and buried in time, although it looks more like, obviously, to our modern eyes now, this looks kind of like a mannequin or something, but still, I think it's a fair bit more realistic looking and feeling than like the frickin' flat 2D picture we got in the previous game. So he had this wooden staff. Object analysis. Wooden staff. 15th of April, 1219 AD. Location, Himalaya Mountains. This wooden staff is a simple but effective bludgeoning weapon cut from a tree limb and roughly shaped. Okay, I was worried we wouldn't be able to get out of there. And we got a random wheel in the snow. Arthur has nothing to say about it, but we'll take it because we're an adventure game protagonist. Object analysis control wheel, 15th of April, 1219 AD. Location Himalayan Mountains, a spoked wooden wheel that was once a controlling piece of some mechanical device. There we go. And that's actually our two items for this time zone. They're just right at the beginning. Well, we went to the two high places, which means now we have to go to the lowest, which means getting into that ravine safely. Well, let's see if we can get a better view from down here.
I feel like yodeling.
All right. Well, this looks like it used to be a bridge that extended over to the other settlement.
Good idea,
Maybe we can
Gage.
climb down it.
That's it. We'll just climb down into the ravine, and then we'll just find a nice little hotel, and maybe have a light dinner, and then we'll maybe. Oh, Gage, give me some warning next time you try to kill yourself.
No, I never did that before. At least not as a kid, because I was so used to playing Buried in Time, I just assumed you would die if you tried to go down it without extending the bridge. But yeah, there's no deaths in this game, so you just get like an Easter egg like that instead of falling to your death. So if we want to safely jump down, we have to extend it.
That mechanism must have controlled something around here before this place was smashed. Maybe we can fix it. Gage, go get my Time Life Mythical Land home repair books.
Fortunately, the wheel just pops on, much like other wheels of the various time periods, so now we can give it a little spin, and we should be good to go. There we go. Now let's see how deep that bridge is now. Wasn't a very big settlement, but all right, let's head down.
Ow! I think I was sitting on my keys.
Now, I thought this was a point of no return, which is why I always made sure I had everything before I went down. But as you can see, you can actually go back up. I guess Gage has some good hops. But, yeah, you can go back up. You aren't locked out. It's not a point of no return. Which I suppose they couldn't really do because this game, later on, you'll actually, when you swap between time zones, Arthur will actually save the precise coordinates. So you return to the exact location and time that you were at when you left that time zone, instead of always having to reset to the beginning like in previous games. So in a way, they almost can't have you do a point of no return, at least not with the style of game they were doing here, where it's more forgiving. Imagine how deep this ravine would have been before the avalanche. Very somber music. Much like all the other games, the music just hits it out of the park. Gives me the chills even 20 years later. Open window.
Your old hard life of crime just might pay now. We could get into this building if we break in through the window. The beauty of my plan is that breaking and entering isn't even illegal yet. Why don't we just force open the window? It's not like the insurance inspector is going to say,
Sure, the avalanche knocked over the house, but this window looks a little suspicious.
the window is frozen shut. We need something to pry it open. Gage, go inside and try to find a crowbar.
Yeah. Okay, Arthur. All right. Hey, a Buddha.
It's possible that Agent 3 hid one of the codes in this room somewhere. Let's spread out.
All right, I'll take the left, you take the... Wait a second, you don't have a body.
Just think. If we were in the Magic Kingdom, this would be Tragedy Land. There are windows above that half-buried Buddha statue. Agent 3 might have wanted us to see something that was on the other side of this building. I didn't think I would ever see a head bigger than mine. But there it is. Climb up on Buddha's huge cranium and we should be able to reach that window.
In case of an emergency, please exit the building over the escaped Buddha in an orderly fashion.
I like how Buddha looks kind of like they got a little smirky smirk going there. Like, whoa, yeah, that's how it is, huh? Mm-hmm. All right, so let's use the escape Buddha, and up we are. So, not really a great view. I don't think we're that high up that we're near the settlement, but we do have a time code here.
Must be around here somewhere.
Get a better view of the room, I guess, than some of the banners they were hanging, but that's about it right now.
Uh-oh, Sir Rollins. They look like they mean business. What could they be searching for here? Uh-oh. Gage, if we don't leave now, the Master of the Flying Guillotine will finish us in a split second. We've got her! Computing her position now. According to these coordinates, Agent 3 is hiding 14 days before your present time on a different planet. Possibly Jupiter or Saturn. Okay, I have her position now. Be ready for anything, Gage.
Now you know that aliens destroyed Atlantis, Shangri-La, and El Dorado. Imagine how history would have been different if those cities were spared. The TSA must know of our discovery. With the last timepiece, you should have the coordinate for my position. I will be waiting.
Gage, I didn't think the TSA would send you. How can you ignore what I've shown you? Think of your duty to history.
What would you know about duty? You're coming with me now.
Wait, before you arrest me. There's someone here who may convince you further.
Why do you plague me in my final moments? You took away my lab, my life.
Dr. Sinclair, I saw you in the past. Fleeing the destruction of Atlantis, what were you doing there?
Atlantis! You saw its destruction. Then you know that the most beautiful city in history was destroyed by our benevolent protectors.
Yes, I saw it all, Elliot. But why did the Sorolans attack? They were allies.
They razed Atlantis. It was an unrelenting fire. When the Sorolans came back 10 years ago, I tried to warn Earth. and nobody would listen. And I was imprisoned by you for my foresight.
I need to know more. Who were the Sorolans fighting?
Long ago, I believed in higher powers. I took it as my purpose to heal and shepherd the world. But the world turned its back on me. And this is my reward for a lifetime of faith. Goodbye, Agent Blackwood.
Elliot.
Can anyone around here follow orders? William, the chameleon prototype was top secret. You're in this just as deep as Gage is. You can't imagine the trouble you've caused us. Lock her up! I should throw you in with Agent 3 for insubordination. But the truth is, I need you. We're in the middle of a crisis. The Breaker Quadrant was attacked only hours ago.
What? There hasn't been an attack on the symbiotree in decades. Do we know who?
We haven't been able to identify the ships. They smashed through our frontier outpost. They're on an intercept course for Earth. The Sorolans have cautioned us to ready our planetary defenses, and are here to offer their support and counsel.
Gage Blackwood, I am Gisela, the Sorolan ambassador to Earth. In this time of crisis, we have come to ask you for your aid.
Those same ships have been on Earth before! They were fighting your people, Ambassador! Gage, tell them what you saw!
How the hell is she still here? Get her out of my sight!
Agent 3 is right. While I was in the past, I saw a craft similar to that one battling Sorolan ships. I was in Atlantis, Ambassador. I know what your race did.
What the hell are you talking about, Gage?
Be calm, Commissioner Baldwin. My government has never permitted me to admit this. In your distant past, we defended your planet against a savage race, the Quothalas. When my race was young, an elder race called the Sosequi had already passed. They left only whispered legends of their legacy, a relic that contained their vast knowledge. A trail of legends led us to Earth, and it was at Atlantis that we met the Quothalas. After words of peace failed. We both fought with a frightening passion for our birthright. When one of the Quothalas ships landed near the temple, we had no choice but to destroy the city. We still believe that action saved your world, and many others.
Your quest for the legacy has resulted in the destruction of 3 civilizations from our history.
The Quothalas were butchers! We saved your Earth from enslavement!
After the destruction of Atlantis, we battled the Quothalas hordes for centuries. Twice more during your history, the Legacy's influence resurfaced in the form of 2 highly advanced human cultures. Sadly, each of the cities were destroyed in brutal battles. After the 3rd city fell, we were able to crush the Quothalas. We assumed they were gone forever.
Commissioner, I'm receiving a message from deep space.
Earth. You must turn over the legacy and time travel technology, the birthright of the Quothalas. If you do not, there will be dire consequences.
The situation is desperate. The symbiotree defense fleet is scattered, and the Quothalas Armada more formidable than ever. That is why we have come here. With the legacy, we may be able to stop the Quothalas. Without it, the symbiotree might not be able to protect Earth this time.
You need us for our time travel technology. You're asking us to go back to the cities before their destruction to search for this legacy.
Let me go back, Commissioner. I've been to the cities. I can find this legacy. At the very least, it will give the Earth a bargaining chip with the Quothalis.
You wouldn't even know where to start looking.
In each of the cities, the attacks seem concentrated over the central temples. The legacy may be hidden in one of them.
Doesn't look as though we have much of a choice. But this is going to happen our way, Ambassador. This will be an Earth investigation only. The Earth government will be made aware of everything you've disclosed.
My government should not have kept this from you for so long. I hope this will not hurt the kinship between Cyril and Earth.
Very well, Gage. I'm sending you on a mission to search for this legacy.
William, program 3 jump coordinates to each of the 3 cities approximately 1 day before they will be destroyed.
They should be uploading to your suit in a moment.
How will I know this legacy when I see it?
All of the Cyrolan legends describing the legacy are vague. This pendant is an ancient Sosequi relic that our archaeologists discovered on another planet. We believe this symbol is a Sosequi marking that represents their legacy. The true legacy might also bear this mark. Good fortune, Agent Blackwood.
All right, so that was a huge bit of info dumping. I think Arthur's comments do persist through saves, but we're going to take them anyways, just in case.
Meanwhile, back at the Batcave.
Kinda is a Batcave,
Gage,
isn't it?
Tell me honestly, you're really the only guy that works here, right?
Yeah, basically.
Well, here we go, Gage. We need to find the 3 pieces of the Sosequi legacy. The time coordinates are in your menu. Choose one and we'll be on our way.
So I like how we basically go back to the time displacement technology room every time we come back here, and then we got these monitors with some people on. Probably like these guys are probably developers or something. But yeah, we've got a lot on our mind. So basically, Elliot Sinclair was very long-lived. There was something in Atlantis. Now we know the names of all the cities, by the way. We got Atlantis, Shangri-La, and El Dorado. And there was something in Atlantis that allowed Sinclair to live to our time. But now we also know why he was so xenophobic. Obviously, aliens came and destroyed his home. And he wasn't in a position to determine who were the real bad guys, if there are any real bad guys. So he just... So that's why he kind of freaked out when aliens visited Earth. And that's why he said, that's why he made time travel, was to try to reveal what happened, but instead the project shut down before he got a chance to do so. They never do say what that inaugural time travel trip was. If it was, it's possible it was to Atlantis, and just like the not conspiracy, but like the revelation would have been too much, so that could have been why the government covered it up, and then they just used the excuse of, well, we don't want to risk accidentally changing anything. There's also the question, there's a few other questions raised too. We know they're going after the legacy, whatever that is. There is the question of how Agent 3 kind of left breadcrumbs, so to speak, in Arthur's programming, and that one, my best explanation for that is perhaps she had a secondary hideout that the TSA did not find from her escapades in Buried in Time. And when she made her discovery, she was able to kind of like take Arthur to one of these hideouts and basically mind wipe him, and then insert her programming that would trigger automatically once, you know, after certain time codes were scanned or whatnot. So, and it's possible that she could have programmed those jumps in too, because they were cutting it way too close, I think, for even Arthur as an AI to jump us out at the right time. So I think what happened there is she basically mind wiped him and embedded some programming in him, to basically jump us out after X amount of seconds after discovering the time code. Because she figured, okay, well, that's about how long you can live before something kills you. And then had her message play after the successful jump to the null time pocket, and then made Arthur think he was the one doing it. That's the best explanation I got that kind of makes sense. And honestly, I mean, you look at all the things we do, and so like Agent 3 being some sort of virtuoso with AI or whatever, or computer programming, isn't that out of this world, considering all the shit we do in our education is just in history and like military, police, special forces. So, but yeah, now a new fleet is headed towards Earth, and we've got to save them yet again. You'll notice we have 3 time zones, the same one, just a couple days prior. Or 1 day prior, rather. I believe, I mean, he said what, like 12 or 24 hours prior? And now we know all these conflicts are around the central temple, which are what's going to have the best chance of holding this legacy. One final note that I want you to remember, because it's been a while since I actually played the beginning of this game, so I didn't quite notice it, but keep in mind, like, go back and watch that cutscene for the last time coordinate, the one where we see the Sorolans and they shoot at us, and we have the master of the flying guillotine, as Arthur calls it. And notice the building they're in. That will come important later and could spark some additional discussion. But that being said, I think this is where we'll end it. This is a pretty good stopping point. I do love our new TSA and how it looks more fleshed out than previous iterations of the TSA. But unfortunately, this is like the only room we get to see, and then like the command room in cutscenes. But oh well, you make do with what you got. In any event, I think that'll be all for today. So with that, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time, and stay safe out there, and we'll see you then.